Happy spring and welcome to a new episode of Make a Difference, the show about how volunteers are making a difference every day right here in Montgomery County. I'm your host, Sandy Smith, and we welcome you here via Zoom. 2022 has been full of new and different changes. Some have been good and some not so good. Well, we have an exciting guest that represents a change at the Volunteer Center. Our longtime director at the Volunteer Center, Molly Calloway, recently retired after over 20 years of service. Today, we are pleased to welcome Faith McNeil, our new manager. Welcome, Faith, and congratulations. We're so excited to have you here today.
Hi, Sandy, and thank you for the warm welcome. I'm really excited to be here.
So, how excited are you about your new position?
Super excited. I mean, I feel like I could not have dreamt of a better position for me. I'm really excited to have joined the Volunteer Center here in Montgomery County. I'm originally from North Carolina, and when I moved to Maryland back in 2012, and then found Montgomery County, I just kind of knew that this place would be home, and the Volunteer Center is starting to make it feel a little bit more like home. So I'm excited to join the Volunteer Center team.
Great, great, great. So what is your vision going forward for the Volunteer Center?
Absolutely. So, the Volunteer Center has a lot of, rich spirit and passion with the folks that are currently working with the Volunteer Center and have brought it to where it is thus far. And so I'm really just trying to, or I really want to, kind of make sure that we keep that passion, keep that spirit, but look to increase some of the diversity within the Volunteer Center, and to also increase some of the visibility with the Volunteer Center. I want it to be that, any nonprofit, any agency, any household that's looking to give back or needs to build capacity knows that the Volunteer Center is their first stop for something for those purposes.
That's great, because exposure is really key. And unfortunately, a lot of organizations that are located in Montgomery County don't really know about the Volunteer Center and what opportunities are available. Volunteers, a lot of volunteers, people that are looking to get out and volunteer, don't actually know that the Volunteer Center is a great resource to use. How do you plan to do that? What do you think you could do differently, or we can all do differently to make that happen?
Absolutely. So, I really want to increase our visibility on our social media platforms, so that we're reaching folks on the internet. I really want to increase our visibility, just like in places where you find Montgomery County residents in high volumes. Montgomery County is a very diverse place. And so I want to make sure that we're in every community. Right now, during COVID, that has limited some of our outreach. And so, as we are moving to a place where we are learning to live with COVID, I believe that it's a good time to develop a new outreach strategy, develop a new community-based strategy for getting into some of the nooks and crannies of Montgomery County. And like I said, increasing that diversity of volunteers and nonprofits that are working through the Volunteer Center.
That's a passion of mine, to try to be more inclusive and reach those organizations or areas that are underrepresented, because different groups volunteer in different ways. That's something that we know. So I think that's great. And, I'm always there to help with that.
Yeah.
What other changes, if any, do you plan to implement?
Well, I will say I've only been here for one short month. And so, and I'm really just trying to get the pulse of the Volunteer Center right now. And really making sure that I maintain the goodness that is there, and then determine where we can add on to what it is that we're already doing. So as far as changes, I don't really have any right now that I know for sure I want to make, but I do know that as we move forward and we work together as a Volunteer Center team, that there will be some transitions that happen around how we can increase our visibility and outreach.
Yes. Yep. And I think social media is, it's everywhere, can't escape it. So I think that's, and I think that's a great way to reach young people also, in addition to the SSL hours, which everyone that has kids in school, about, but beyond that, I think attracting young people to volunteer work is important. And you've been doing volunteer work even prior to working with the VC. What types of volunteer work are you used to doing? How long have you been volunteering, and what are you used to doing?
So like I said, the volunteer center does help Montgomery County feel more like home. I grew up volunteering. My mom was a part of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. And I believe that, one of the things that they do a lot of is service. And so she had been doing that in her youth. And so when my sister and I came along, she just continued that with us. So we were volunteering through church. I was a Girl Scout from 5 to 18. And then even after that, I had my own Girl Scout troop for a bit in DC.
Wow.
When I first moved to this area. And I really service is just one of the ways that I show love for the people that are close to me and the people in my community. I love a good do-it-yourself project. So you can find me doing any type of volunteer work. Like I've worked with Habitat for Humanity. I've worked with Montgomery Parks. I've worked with a lot of sororities and fraternities here in the area, just doing various projects for volunteer work. And it's just really close to my heart. It doesn't feel like volunteering, it just feels like my day-to-day. So yeah.
Well, you came to the right organization, right department then.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as you know, April is Earth Month, and you have experience, you mentioned a couple of organizations, but you have experience with nonprofit organizations that focus on the environment. Tell us a little more in depth what your organizations do, the ones that you've worked with, or the one that you came from, I believe, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So prior to coming to the Volunteer Center, I worked with the Montgomery County Conservation Corps through the Latin American Youth Center. And the Montgomery County Conservation Corps is a dual GED and workforce program for young people here in Montgomery County. Those young people can come to earn their high school diploma in an alternative way. And while they're doing that, they are taking environmental education courses, learning about sustainability and advocacy for our environment, learning about climate change, contributing to climate stories, and then they're also doing the work. And so they work closely with the Montgomery County Department of Environmental Protection and Montgomery County's parks, and complete a lot of projects in stormwater management or invasive species management and things like that. So those young people are really learning to give back to the green economy here in Montgomery County.
Great, great. Do they have opportunities available? Do you know, usually around this time, what they have available for volunteers?
So with the Montgomery County Conservation Corps, we're working with young people ages 17 to 24. And so there is a leadership learning component where they learn to lead opportunities for volunteers to come and participate in cleanups with Montgomery Parks or the Department of Environmental Protection. And so they do use the Montgomery County website. If you would like to go, the Volunteer Center website, if you go to montgomeryserves.org and you search for the Montgomery County Conservation Corps or Montgomery Parks, you typically can find opportunities for volunteers through those organizations.
Wonderful, wonderful. Is there anything that you would like to say to sort of wrap up?
I am just really excited for this role. Like I said, it's been a very short but quick month, and I am looking forward to how everything evolves. I think the Volunteer Center is so robust, and Montgomery County is just rich in resources, and I believe that with the two powers of county and Volunteer Center, that we can come together and make something really great. So I'm looking forward to how the year goes, how next year goes.
And I think it's going to be great because you're coming in at a good time, because we're opening up. The county is opening up again, and I think the weather is getting nicer again. And so I think that we'll have lots of volunteers out and about, and I think a lot of opportunities, new opportunities, and some returning opportunities will become available again. So I think that's great. And I also think it's good because I think with the hybrid situation where a lot of the organizations have had to go virtual, that those opportunities may still exist, and people that aren't quite comfortable going out, that leaves a door open for them also. So I think it's a great time for you. So
absolutely. And I think if you go over to another great resource is mygreenmontgomery.org. And look at their event page on Earth Day, they are going to be having Greenfest. So they're going to bring together lots of nonprofits and other businesses and the community to learn more about how we can maintain our great environment here in Montgomery County and how others can give back. So if folks are interested, head over to mygreenmontgomery.org.
Wonderful. We've been speaking with Faith McNeil. Faith, thanks for joining us today, and I look forward to working with you.
You as well.
April is Earth Month, and we celebrate all month long here in Montgomery County. We have opportunities available, or you can host your own Earth Month cleanup. Montgomery County has Greenfest happening, as Faith said, at Brookside Gardens on April 23rd. If you're interested in these or other volunteer opportunities, please go to our website, montgomeryserves.org. While we are here enjoying all the beauty that is budding around us, please remember we only have one planet, and let's do what we can to save it. I'm your host, Sandy Smith, and thank you for joining us, and let's be sure to make a difference.
Mark your calendars. The Montgomery County Greenfest is coming up, and you don't want to miss it. Greenfest promises to be a fun-filled day of entertainment, community, and learning. Enjoy live music and fun and games for kids, learn how to green your home and neighborhood, attend a DIY workshop, and explore exhibitor booths. Greenfest has activities for all ages and interests. Make sure you stop by and explore your path to a greener life.
Our fight against coronavirus isn't over. We still have to slow the spread and do our part. Let's wear face masks in public. Stay 6 feet or more from others. Follow state and local guidelines. Wash our hands frequently and stay home when we feel safe. For ourselves, for our loved ones, for our future. Let's move forward together. Learn more at coronavirus.gov.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
We discover
they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
Did you know that your home can receive an energy checkup? Similar to our bodies needing a medical checkup to determine our health,
using too much energy,
your home can use a checkup to see whether it's wasting energy,
the nice little motor,
has leaks,
it's good not to have any air leaks,
and is costing you money. To schedule a quick home energy checkup, call your utility supplier. Best of all, it's at no additional cost to you. For more energy-saving tips, head over to mygreenmontgomery.org.